Hello. I apologise my podcasts aren't keeping up to date. I am working on it. However, this one's a special one. This one's a slightly different one. This one is part of the podcastathon that's going on. And as Space for All, Alien Space Education and Space for All is all about supporting and helping others, the charity I have decided to support this year is called the Armchair Astronaut. So this is a special one, all about them and the amazing work they do. Okay, so that my podcasts. So I've got a new script, so you have to forgive me. I'm learning it and I'm not doing the best. So the podcast where we make space feel a little less rocket science and a lot more. You can absolutely do this. Today's a special one because we're talking about the podcastathon, and we are doing it to show support for a brilliant UK and European based community builder, the Armchair Astronaut. Okay, so a bit unusual. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're regular, big thank you for taking part of this little grassroots space community. Right, grab a brew, get comfy, and let's talk about why the Armchair Astronaut matters, why real world space outreach matters, and how we can help, even if you've only got 30 seconds. So let's start off with simply, what is the podcastathon? If you've never heard of the podcastathon, here it is info. It's a big friendly push where podcasters rally their listeners to support a cause or a creator. And I loved it because it's not about huge budget or fancy studios. It's about showing up for people. So today I'm using this episode to say, go and check out the Armchair Astronaut. And they describe themselves as, welcome to the Armchair Astronaut, your gateway to an unforgettable encounters with space, science, and exploration. And honestly, it's exactly the vibe they connect audiences with real astronauts through appearances, talks, events across UK and Europe, whether that's corporate functions, educational settings, or community gatherings. They bring the wonders of spaceflight down to Earth with inspiring stories, rare insights, and the kind of motivation that sticks with you. And if you already follow them, brilliant! This is your reminder to do the small things that make a big difference. Follow, share, and tell your friends. So what the Armchair Astronaut does, I have been to one of their events, so this is what they do. So let me break it down to what they do, because it's genuinely valuable and the kind of work that strengthens the whole space education ecosystem. So where I am doing my bit by going to schools, colleges, and I'm teaching the education, they bring the astronauts. They take it one step higher, one step further. So they're amazing. They do space-themed events and socials. They organise special events featuring astronaut guest speakers, exhibits, and social and networking opportunity. And I love that because space shouldn't just be something you watch from a distance. It can be something you can experience with other people. The engagement you get at these events is incredible. Trust me. Events and promotion. A concurrent calendar. They maintain a calendar of astronauts and spaceflight events across the UK and Europe. That sounds simple, but it's actually massive, because half of the battle for families, teachers, and enthusiasts is just knowing what's happening and when. And it's really hard to keep on top of because things change all the time. Take the recent NASA missions. Artemis was going to go to the moon, now it's just doing a flyby. It's changing all the time, so we've got to keep up to date, and new flights come in. So, astronaut visits and keynote engagements. They coordinate astronaut appearances for schools, businesses, conference, the lot. They do it all. And when you hear an astronaut speak, you don't just get space facts. You get a leadership lesson. You get leadership lessons, teamwork, stories, decision making under pressure, and a scientific perspective that makes you look at the Earth differently. They also do educational outreach and support. They support schools and institutes in bringing space science, STEM, and future space careers to life through engagement projects. That's where I especially cheer. I'm especially cheering them on, because the more we make space careers feel more real and reachable, the more learners such as yourself will grow thinking, that could be me. The reason I'm giving them a shout out is I went to one of their events, and I've been talking to them for a very, very long time, so I finally went to one of their events, and I met the inspiration for astronaut. He went up, he was a civilian, but his story or how he got selected to go there, and he orbited the Earth 3 times on a NASA mission. For ordinary people, they went through all the training for 6 months, they did everything they needed to, and he got to go. And it really got me thinking, I'm doing the right thing here. I need to support the armchair astronaut. It's great. So I want to give them a huge shout out, the armchair astronaut, and really support them. And here's something concrete you can put in your diary. Their next event is Saturday the 11th of July, 2026. They got astronaut Dan Tandy as a guest. And if you're thinking, this is not for me, or this is not for kids, or this is for me, this is for kids, or this is for proper space nights. Yeah, it is. It is. The people there are amazing. And one of those rare chances to be in a room with someone who's actually lived it, done the training, the teamwork, the problem solving, viewed the Earth, all of it. A little bit about Dan Tandy is he flew 5 times in the space shuttle. So, strongly suggest if you want to learn about space, this guy knows his stuff. Tickets for kids and adults are available through the Armchair Astronaut website. I will be putting a link on my website, Space for All Education. I apologise it's not there at the minute, but I'm working on it. So if you can make it, come and say hello. I love to meet my listeners, and always brilliant seeing families and educators get stuck in space together. Mini space segment. Now, I don't want this to be just a shout out episode. I want you to leave with something fun as well. So here's a mini segment you can try at home with your family or even your classroom. Topic: what does an astronaut really do? Most people think astronauts are just floating around, looking out the windows, doing the occasional science experiment. But their job is more like engineering. They're a scientist, they're a medic, they're a mechanic, they're a photographer, they're a communicator, and they're teammate under pressure. Some of them are even pilots on top of that. And the reason I'm mentioning this day is because the Armchair Astronaut doesn't just bring celebrity speakers. They bring people with real, lived experience of teamwork, risk, and problem solving. A quick mythbuster: a lot of learners think space is too hard. Space is not too hard. I'm not clever enough. You are. And I just want to say this clearly. Space is for the curious, not just the confident. If you ask a question, you can learn space. Simple activity. Mission roles at home. If you've got kids, or you're a big kid yourself, just like me, try this. Pick a mission. Fix a satellite. Grow a plant on the moon. Or build a Mars rover. Assign roles. Who's your commander? Who's your engineer? Who's the scientist? The communicator? So think about your family. If you're going to do this, the commander is the header. Who's in charge? Who keeps the plans? Who's your engineer? Who builds it, repairs it? The scientist, who tests, write everything down. And the communicator, who explains everything going on. What you're doing. Doing a 10-minute challenge using whatever you've got. Lego, paper, tape or cardboard. And then ask, let me think about this. What went wrong? How did we solve it? What would you do differently? Think about those things, because that's an astronaut. Congratulations, you've just practiced the same thinking as astronauts use. So working together, figuring out what went wrong, how to solve it, how to do it differently. And if you do that in your family, or you do it in your classroom, or you do it with your friends, or Cub Scouts, or Girl Guides, or whatever part of the community you decide to do this with, you have to look at your failures. And you have to look, that went wrong. That failed. Why did it fail? Right, now let's go back a step. Let's make it better. If you want to look at a prime example of a man who did this, or the company that did this, look at SpaceX. How many times did they try and launch and they failed? How many times did they try and land their lander and it failed? And now look at what they're doing. How many successful landings have they had? How many takeoffs have they had? Classic example of it went wrong. How do we solve it? How do we do it differently? And they did it. And now they're successful. So if they can do it, and they're a big company, imagine what you can do. I'll be honest with you, keeping alien space education hasn't always been easy. I get eye strain. I'm visually impaired, so the lights hurt my eyes. My motivation is dipping up and down through depression, anxiety, and a range of other things. And some weeks are really, really hard for me. And at the minute, it's been months that are really, really hard for me. So what am I doing to correct this? I realised I had a problem. I reached out to my doctor for help. I reached out to my family for help. And I said, I need to keep certain things going. And then I did something really silly. I need to get out of the house. I need to get fresh air. I need to be part of the community. So I got myself a British Bulldog dog called Holly. If you're watching this on video, which will be out soon, this is Holly. I will put a picture up with her. And she'll be trained to be my service animal. And that will help me overcome my difficulties. So by me recognizing that I have difficulties and I'm overcoming them by reaching out for help, I'm talking to people. I got myself a pet dog to encourage me to do better and do more. so I can be more relaxed, more fun, enjoy these things that I do for you guys. I'm an astronaut. I'm thinking like an astronaut. I'm thinking, there's a problem. How do we fix it? Let's do it. And I'm doing it. Not just with my eyesight, but my mental health. Everyone has difficulties. Everyone. And it doesn't matter how big or small your problems are. There is a whole world. There's a whole team. There's a whole support network around you, ready to help you, to encourage you. And if you really struggle, or you really just want to talk to someone else, email is open to everyone. Andy@spaceforeducation.com. I'm there. I can help you. I can't give you medical advice. I can't talk about personal things because that's not me. But space stuff, I'm your guy. That's why I'm a big supporter of other creators and other organizations. Because sometimes one share, one comment, one "I love this" is the thinking that keeps someone going for another 1 month. So if you're listening right now and you're thinking, you like what the armchair astronaut is doing, I want you to do one small action today. And that is, find them on Facebook, like them, check them out. That's it. And just give this podcast a thumbs up. Let me know that you've interacted. If you want to leave a comment, even better. That's it. That's enough. You can check the Armchair Astronaut website. You can check their event calendar. Share their pages with a teacher, a parent group, or a space-loving friend. Because you may not like what they do, but someone else might. And it might be just enough to encourage others. If you're a business, a school, or a community group, consider booking the astronaut for a visit or a keynote. Grab your tickets for Saturday 11th. Kids and adults are welcome. They are very child-friendly events. And there are space stuff available. They do have several stalls there. Mine will be one of them. Space for Education will have a stall there selling space-themed items for you. So please come down, get something to eat, have a drink, talk to people who love space as much as you do. And send them a message. Say, I love what you're doing. Keep going. And you know what? If you put that on my page, you tag that in me, that would mean the world to me alone. If you share, tag them, tag Alien Space Education too, because I'd love to see it and say thanks. I really, really appreciate the opportunity I've had to share something I'm passionate about and share the work the Armchair Astronaut is doing. They are an amazing team. Their events are incredible. You get to meet an astronaut. You get to you can have your picture taken with them. You can get an autograph with them, and you get to get some space themed stuff. It's really worth considering going. Please keep liking, sharing, and keep listening to Alien Space Education, because there are new podcasts coming. I apologise I haven't done enough, but I will keep doing them, and there is more coming. And on another note, there is a new channel coming out called Alien Space Businesses. And what we're doing there is, so I'll have 2 channels to run. So I'm doubling my work. I'm mad. I'm going to be talking to space industry, and I'll be asking them questions about their businesses and what role they have within the space industry, and how. And basically, I'll be asking your questions. The questions you guys are sending me, I'm going to ask space industry. So if you've got any questions you want to ask space industry, send them in. The more, the merrier. The more questions I have, the more I can ask them. So look out for that. That will be coming soon. In the meantime, I will keep doing the alien space education, and we'll keep looking at different space things. We're going through the stars at the moment, and the next one is written. Sorry, 1 second. I had it a second ago. Where did I put it? Our next one is we're looking at yellow dwarfs. So we're looking at stars like our sun, and that will be coming out very soon. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this, and I really look forward to seeing your comments, seeing your questions, and hopefully see you at one of the Armchair Astronauts events in the coming future. Take care. Keep looking to the stars. Thank you.